Welcome, I'm the DeadwoodJedi. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and we are on the test server looking at Hard Skavag, the spider dungeon. It's kind of interesting. All these dungeons are actually pretty interesting. None of them are super crazy, which I think is great for the community, right? They're definitely not something that any old schmo can go ahead and do. They take good gear, they take good champions generally, but they're very attainable, and I think that's actually really nice. And I've actually even kind of swapped my feeling about the things with the blessings and the damage reduction. It does seem like that's going to be a huge advantage as far as trying to survive, but it's not essential to doing so. And so because of that, I don't mind it nearly as much. And I think, honestly, I was wrong. A lot of hullabaloo about nothing. So that's my bad. I'm sorry, Plarium. Can't believe I just apologized, Plarium, but I did, and I meant it, and I think that's fair. Still don't think it makes a lot of narrative sense. Still don't think it really makes any sense to have it in there, but it's not breaking the game. It's not just a pay to win thing. And in my team, you're definitely going to see it have an impact. My champions, I think most of them have blessings. This is my main account. I have that kind of stuff on there. And if I was going to build this team without them, obviously I'd have to invest more time and energy into the gear that I am using. But I don't need to, and I think that's kind of the cool part here is you don't really need to, and it's pretty fun. So anyway, there's a lot of videos going around about like how to beat this, right? Using a lot of nukers and like getting super fast teams. I'm going to show you a team that is super fast and it's super attainable because I don't have any legendaries in it. There's no legendaries in this team. It's all epics, and it's pretty simple to do actually, but it does key off of what I'm thinking is a bit of an exploit, right? I would not be surprised if this gets fixed going forward. Fixed. Let me get that right. Fixed. So I don't know how long this is going to survive, but if it does, this is an incredibly simple and strong way to get through this. And so I'm going to show you the team. We're going to do the run, and I think you guys are going to be pretty shocked and amazed. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Basically here, you'll see I have a bunch of trash in here. And the key to making this work is two things. One, it's going to be Akemtum. Akemtum is absolutely broken for this dungeon. He's already kind of broken, and I think people have kind of seen this in pieces, but in actuality, in using him for this, it definitely feels very broken to me because I've tried this with other champions that bring Hex. Doesn't seem to have the same effect. So it seems like it's an Akemtum special due to his passive, right? Basically, when damage from one poison debuff to enemies under a Hex debuff, it applies to all the allies, right? So you know, poison one champion and it's going to affect every enemy that's out there, and they have to be under Hex in order to do that. It doesn't have to be his Hex. And that's kind of key. What it does seem like, though, is you need poison and you need Hex. If you can get those two things, you're going to see some pretty crazy stuff happen. So I just want to, we're going to do a couple runs here, and I'm going to kind of point out how this works. First, I'm going to show you this working, and then I'm going to show you how it doesn't work. So you have an understanding of why Kemptum is so important here. Anyway, I've got a couple poisoners, right, in Urgrim and Taurus. I've got another Hex champion in Vildrax so we can kill the boss. And I've got a speed buff champion in Seeker here, just to make sure that we all go first, because nobody here, I think, outside of Akemtum and Seeker are over the speed of the boss. And at this level, I'm pretty sure the accuracy is about 300, around there, and the speed's 250. So we need to put a little bit of effort into getting there. But basically, I have it on auto. I have very little presets done. I'll show you those. But there's the boost, right? There goes Seeker's just boosting, right? Just making everything faster. Vildrax just takes a turn. Now, when Kemptum puts out the Hex, we get poisons from Urgrim, we get poisons from Taurus. I don't even think I need both of them. And look at the damage. Look at the damage. Like, he's nothing right now. He ate all the spiderlings and ended up taking all of that damage, which I don't think is supposed to happen, but it happened, and it's great. So we keep going, and basically all I need to do is make sure we get Hex on all these spiderlings again. There's already poisons on the boss, so there goes Vildrax with the Hex. That's all I needed, and that's over. It's that simple. We can run it again. Let's try. I mean, it takes 30 seconds. Let's take 30 seconds. Watch this team. Well, I'm not going to stop it. The 30-second run, which is ridiculous, right? For an all epic team. And literally, I just threw this together, right? I just threw it together. I didn't spend hardly any time on any of the stats. Just wanted to make sure they had enough actually to land their stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Oh, we lost. Oh, we lost at Kempton. That actually might be a problem. So, like I said, you know, making sure your champions can survive, spending a little bit of time on that would be, I think, important. But this is going to show, you know, if he survive, if we survive, if we get the same effect, because he's obviously dead. I don't know that we will, and that's going to have a major impact. Yeah, so we don't get the same effect. So you have to keep with Kempton alive. That's important. So hold on, let's try it one more time. Obviously, you know, fine tuning it is definitely a thing, right? Put a little bit more HP, a little bit more defense on Kempton. I didn't spend any time really worrying about his kit, and you don't need damage on any of these champions, so you can build them super tanky and with just enough accuracy to get the job done is really all you need, because the boss is doing all the damage themselves. Look at that. Nothing else is happening here. This time we all survived, which is great, and it's going to be a wrap here. It's a very, very surprisingly simple thing we're going to be doing. 31 seconds right now, and that's it. 31 seconds, done. Easy team. Now, one of the interesting things is if we go through with this, right? Obviously, a Kempton needs to be alive, but I'm going to kind of show you why it doesn't work, what you need, right? So you definitely need poison out there, right? On at least one. I think on the boss is the big thing. So doing nothing there. Okay, a Kempton. We can go ahead and put out the hex. We'll show it with the hex, right? Hex is out. Great. Let's just heal here. Let's just do our weaken. Boom. You notice no damage went to the boss because we only had hex. We didn't have the poison. Kind of important, which is, I think, very interesting, right? So you have to have both those things in conjunction here. We can do it again. This time, I'm just going to put poisons on the boss, or at least that's going to be the goal. We'll see if it works or not. But we're just going to do that. And here goes the hex. Okay. Now I'm just going to single target the boss here. Okay, we got one poison on him. Perfect. That's all I wanted to see. That's all you needed. One poison on the boss. That's all you got to have. One poison on the boss. Now, obviously, if you have more poisons out, as you saw, the turn meter thing will go even lower. It really is that simple, right? It's a very easy thing to do. Cleanse that. Easy enough. Now we're going to put out that second hex. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap at this point. It doesn't matter if he spreads those poisons or not. It doesn't matter. It's over, right? It's that easy. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I did try it with other champions, right? I have Mithrala. I brought her in. Even with her hex, it didn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter who places the hex, whether it's Vildrax or Mithrala or a Kempton. That doesn't matter. But a Kempton does have to be on the team. Tried using this without a Kempton and using Mithrala with her hex. Didn't have the same effect. Didn't matter if the poisons were out there. So there's a thing with his ability to spread the damage because of the poisons that's affecting everything. I'm pretty sure this is going to get fixed because it feels like an exploit, but I'm hoping not, because it's a very cool and attainable way to do this. Kind of fell into this team, to be honest with you guys. And as you can see, the only thing I did was I just waited one turn basically for Vildrax to do his Duke of Flies skill. This is the one that places hex on the enemy, and it's an AoE, right? There's only two epics that I think that do AoE hex. It's a Kempton and Vildrax. So that was just like another option I could bring. You could bring in a second of Kempton. That's a great way to go, right? There's lots of ways to go about doing this. And in fact, I would say that it's very possible to do this with just two Kemptons, right? You have one put the hex up the first time around, the other put the hex up the second time around, and they both can do poisons on that A1 ability. If they land them, you're in pretty good shape. You can even put them in a toxic set to help ensure that. Another great option, I think, probably a better option, as far as a way to go ahead and do this, would be to have a Kempton and I'll see. Let's see if we can actually make this happen. Kempton thankfully has a really nice speed aura. Yeah, we'll delete that. That's fine. I think one of the ways you could do this, which would be really, really effective. I wasn't planning on even trying this, but we'll see if it could work here. If I can find him. Where are you, a Kempton? I got two of them. I got to make sure I got the right one here. Of course, the wrong one goes in the first spot. Boom. Yes. I'll make sure that's the right one. Yep, 237 speed. That's what we want. With the aura, should make him go first in this, which is what we need. And then I would just like to bring in Mithrala here. And if I can add Mithrala to this, I'm pretty sure we can set this up just to run on full auto. We can actually probably open with her, honest, with this. Open with the hex. And then open with that. Pull it up with this. And if we can survive the first hit, we'll be in great shape. So that's kind of going to be the key, right? But just these two champions should be enough. Now, I don't know if they're tanky enough to survive this, but with just these two champions, it should work, right? We got our poisons. Now we just need to add our hex. Boom. Look at the damage the boss takes. Not quite enough. We didn't get hex out everywhere, and that's going to be that was obviously the issue. And here again, we don't really have all the spiderlings out there, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. But we got more poisons this time. And look at that. We almost did it. Even there, that's pretty... I think that's pretty cool to be able to do that. And then we got him. 28 seconds. Okay. So imagine adding, better stats, better gear, and all that stuff. I feel like very easily this can be a pretty good team. And obviously, I'm only using two champions in this one. So you can bring in 3 champions to help farm a little bit while you're running spiders. Pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's the video. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of a kick out of it. I guess I can show you. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter really the stats, right? You just need enough to survive. I can show you. Let me show you Ekemptum, how I built mine out. So I put it in immortal gear, right? Immunity. That way the sleep from the boss doesn't land. I thought that would be pretty effective. Some pretty decent speed and accuracy. Obviously, I have 400 accuracy. It's a little bit overkill, but I just built it real quick. But you can see the survive stats aren't crazy. 41,000 HP, 2,700 defense. There's no blessings on here. 237 speed. It's not wild or crazy, and 0 masteries too, by the way. So definitely it's doable to be able to survive it. Now, that said, obviously, if I were going to build this for my main team and have it be a run thing, I would build him faster. I would build him way more survivability. I don't want to risk him dying in any situation, right? But, this goes to show that you don't need a ton here. Basically, you just need him in your team. In fact, you could do this without hardly anything on him. You don't need the action. You don't need any of that stuff. As long as he's in the team, bring in another poisoner, bring in another hex champion. That's enough for you, right? I was doing this before. I would bring in an arbiter just to give us a speed boost to make sure we go first. So you don't have to be this fast. You just want to make sure you go before the boss goes on that first turn. It really is pretty simple to make it work. That's why I had Seeker in there. Most of those other champions were sub 250 speed. So kind of cool, right? Kind of cool. It's a very simple kind of approach to things because this guy's broken. Basically, because he's broken. That's it. So thought it was a fun, quick little video. Show you a different way to take down Spider. That might work for some of you. Now, like I said, this is an exploit. I'm pretty sure they're going to fix it. Pretty sure. So if, don't build this and then get upset when they fix Ekemptum or change him, because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to end up happening. But hopefully they don't, because I think this is a very cool and inventive way to take down this boss. And I think it fits within Ekemptum's kit and what he's kind of meant to do. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it so much. If you have the time, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.